your lives. Amen. And honor and respect to Pastor Bernard and Pastor Harriet. Amen. Amen. Amen, church. I didn't want to testify because I don't want to cry. Amen. It has been a long, long journey for me and my family. I think we have been through a lot. Amen. And God has been there. God has been there, and I never left his side. I continue to trust in him. And I think it was end of last year, or was it beginning of this year, when Evangelist called me to say that he's seeing a car, and that within 2 months, I think he said in between February and March, I'll be getting a car. Amen? Because I have been struggling with transportation for years, for many, many years. And sometimes I wasn't able to go to church because I didn't have transport money to go to church. The car that I was using, it was giving me trouble. I drive it for 2 weeks and it was breaking down. I'll have to spend more money to fix it. Amen. What nobody knew is that during that time, I was busy fixing my life. Amen. I was deep, deep in debt for many years. You know, when we live here in South Africa, we do a lot of things. And it was not that intentional or being reckless. It was not like that. But situations happen, circumstances happen that you end up sometimes in bad situation. And what I didn't tell Evangelist is that I was busy fixing my debt. Amen. So when he said that he's seeing a car, I said, amen, we thank God, and it will come. Amen. Because it was in line with what I was doing. What God had helped me to do, that I saw that car that was giving me problems, and I thought it was only going to take a few months for me to get a new car. But the devil was not having it. Amen. Because I finished paying all my debts. Soon after I sold that car, all my debts were finished. But what happened is that in this country they call something like a credit bureau. So my name was still registered there. And what happened when I finished clearing my debts, my name was not cleared. Immediately I finished, their system went off, that they could not clear my name anymore. So now I had to wait. In my waiting, I tried to help God, to clear my name. I went this way, I went that way. But then I said, you know what, let me just sit down until I think it was it end of March? I cannot remember when. And God said, plant a seed. And I did. And then I sat and waited. Still, it was not happening. Up until beginning of May. And then I think I was just praying, it was one weekend where I spent almost 1,500 on Uber. And I said, God, this cannot be. It cannot be. You have to do something. I'm leaving it all unto you. And a few days after that, I just had a dream. Like in the dream, I saw an email to say, your car has been approved. And I saw myself driving the same car that I've been wanting. Because I said, I'm not buying any other second-hand car again. I'm buying a brand new car that is not going to give me problems ever again. And I was not compromising on that one. So immediately I woke up, I was like, you know what? This is time. It's time for you to put through that application. Amen? But what happened before, 2 weeks before, then I had called that credit bureau to say, what is happening? Then they said, no, actually the system is back up, and they put the name through. But then they said, you must wait 3 months before you apply for anything else. So I was in there waiting for 3 months. May was supposed to be the second month, and June was supposed to be the third month, so I can start applying in July. But after that dream, I said, you know what? God, you have spoken, and you have shown me this. It is time. I am getting my car. Immediately, I have never even tested that car. I just Googled, and I got a quote. I got a number, Abaton. I phoned. I said, can I give me a quote? And then I called the bank. I said, here's the quote for the car. Apply now. I need a car like now. I said, okay. It was on a Thursday. Friday morning, I got the email. Like the way I saw it. Car finance has been approved, and everything is ready. We're just waiting for the car to give us, for the dealer to give us the invoice so we can pay them, and you can collect your car.
Amen.
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 So this is a miracle that has happened to me.
Amen.
I never thought it would happen so quick.
Amen.
I didn't think that it would happen to me, because in me I was like in the waiting period. But God, when it's His time, it's His time.
Amen.
You know, because normally when you're on the credit bureau, they clear your name. It's not immediately that you end up getting all these things.
Amen.
It is not. You have to wait for 2-3 months, and then they start giving you credit again. You know, approving your loans and whatsoever. This is a car through the bank.
Amen.
I will still pay it, but to me, it is a miracle, because I'll be able to serve. I'll be able to go to the house of God whenever I want. It is an efficiency to have a car in this country.
Amen.
Even with my job, I was not able to perform it properly because I didn't have the car. I didn't have, traveling. Every time I have to ask somebody, can you bring me? And it gets tiring. It gets tiring. And when I say we have been through it with tears,
Amen.
and all that, it has been painful, but the car is here.
Amen.
It is outside here. And